Hello, everybody. It's the old geek again, and I just thought I'd do one of these sort of reactions to discussion type things. I might do a few more of these. I don't know. I mean, it gets my opinions across in quite a concise manner because typing them, things can come across slightly wrongly. I'm not a big Twitter user. I don't particularly like it. I don't think you have enough characters in which to say what you want to, and a lot of people jump to conclusions before thinking about what they say on there. It turns into a cesspit of arguing with no real nuance whatsoever. But hey ho, every so often I do pop in, and I try to look for D&D stuff. And I saw this post from Crossface Killer, who is one of Victor Gorchev's mates, and I've been on the stream with him. Nice chap. Right. He posted this snippet. Now, why would a module make a point to say this? Now, straight away, the snippet is from module X2, Castle Amber, Chateau d'Amberville, which is a personal favourite of mine. It is a wonderful, wonderful adventure. It is imaginative. It is lethal. There's tons of exploration, tons of NPCs. It is an absolute DM's delight, as long as you enjoy the tone of it. And listen to this. This module is not designed to be played completely in a single session. No, it's massive. A number of gaming sessions will be needed to finish it. Yeah, you're looking at 6 to 8. If the party tries to complete the entire module without stopping periodically to regain lost hit points and restore spells, they are quite likely to die. More than quite likely. The module is for characters levels 3 to 6 in Expert D&D. Not even AD&D, Expert D&D. The characters are weaker. And there's all sorts of monsters in there from higher levels. It's the sort of adventure where almost every single encounter area is potentially lethal. The party has an unknown powerful ally looking after them, Prince Stephen Amber, described in detail in a later section. Yeah, they find his tomb towards the end. He'll send a cloud of amber light to encircle the party at the end of a gaming session. This light will protect the party from all wandering monsters and provides nourishment. So it's basically saying, when they finish playing, the module pauses. The amber light will also restore all lost hit points to wounded characters and allow magic users, elves and clerics a chance to regain their spells. Time outside the amber light stops while it continues for those within the light. Thus, if characters gain enough experience to reach higher experience levels, they may train and study between gaming sessions and rise in experience levels. Right. Remember, this is Expert D&D. There was no real sort of expectation of training and studying other than just sort of downtime. It didn't have the same training mechanics as AD&D did. But what this does here is people are arguing as to the reason for the mechanic being in there. There's only one reason that mechanic is in there. This is a massive adventure. And it's designed for beginning expert level characters, 3 through 6. I mean, expert level is sort of 4 upwards typically. And there is no way on earth characters of those levels can attempt this type of adventure of the size, the scale, the level of difficulty and the sheer madness without a chance to rest. The module also surrounds the chateau in this light that keeps people in. It's a bit of a cheap way of saying you don't leave until you finish. So rather than putting a resting location for the party to find in there, it fits with the mad tone of the adventure to put in this fantastical mechanic, a magical mechanic that will heal the party. It fits the tone of the adventure. It allows the adventure to be completable. It allows the author to go to town with all the creatures that are in there and the NPCs, which are much higher level than the player characters. And it's just fun. It's not meant to make sense. Castle Amber is not an adventure that makes a massive amount of sense. It is set on another plane, that of Avoine. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Avoine is where you go after. The castle is sort of in a limbo, and then you exit from that into Avoine afterwards to get home again. it the Amber family are stark raving bonkers. There's all sorts of silliness in there. It's a dark funhouse, is the best way to describe it. And this mechanic just sort of fits in that tone. It makes it playable and it works. Now, why am I doing this? Well, the conversation seems to have turned to people assuming it's all to do with one-to-one time, which is a big thing in the AD&D circles at the moment, because Gygax talked about it in the Dungeon Master's Guide. This module was not written for AD&D. Simple as that. BX was not Gygax's baby. This was written by Tom Moldvay, okay, this adventure, who had a hand in the writing of Basic and Expert D&D. And from what I remember those books, they didn't really talk about the idea of one-to-one time. There was no training mechanics in there. This is purely a resting mechanic to enable the characters to advance, recover, and just continue to have fun in a bonkersly lethal adventure. It's nothing more than that. It's nothing to do with one-to-one time. It's nothing to do with that concept that is so beloved by certain people in the AD&D community. And I've said it down here. Look, it's nothing to do with one-to-one time. It's simply there to make it possible for characters of defined levels to complete the adventure. That's what it's there. Another one is saying, I want a module on that. I assumed it was for a combination of one-to-one time. No, it's nothing to do with one-to-one time. It's just because it'll take many sessions to get through. Forget the one-to-one time thing. Again, I've replied to that. And here we are, massive adventure, taking many sessions to complete, no way of exiting the chateau until the quest is done for levels 3 to 6, filled with monsters and NPCs that are all lethal for the suggested levels. That's it. But I'm a bit below. And in the context of the nature of the module itself, it does not feel jarring at all. X2 Castle Amber is one of Expert D&D's best adventures. It is. It is, without a shadow of a doubt. But there's another one I just want to show you up here. Look. Who's this? Matt Colville replying to my thing here. Are you saying that this module uniquely expects characters to complete the adventure, and that why it uniquely has this language? Well, look at my reply. It's a combination of comparative difficulty of the adventure with regards to character levels, tone of the adventure, more fantastical than most, and the fact that the party are stuck in the chateau until they complete it. And remember, this is a key point below. It followed X1, which was a sandbox. X1 had safe places that they could rest, there was a village they could set themselves up in, and all of that. X2 Castle Amber is not designed like that. It's simply due to the design of the adventure. Nothing to do with one-to-one time. Nothing. And I think it was highlighting different styles in adventure. Remember, Moldvay wrote adventures based on his literary influences. Lost City being one of them. This is based on Clark Ashton Smith's novels. That was Moldvay's shtick. He liked to try to emulate the stories that had inspired him. That's all he's doing. It's all he's doing. Anyway, I've been the Old Geek. I hope you've enjoyed this little ramble. See ya!